Okay, let's talk a little bit about Moonknight.
I loved it.
I loved it. I do have a little bit of concern.
Have some gripes, yeah.
There's some gripes only if they're not gonna. Oh my. I have gripes if there's no season 2 planned.
Yes, same. Like I loved it, but of course I'm gonna be.
Obviously, spoiler alert. So if you haven't finished Moonknight, then this is not the.
Shouldn't have clicked this.
Season review.
You've had. Has it been over a week?
Yeah.
By the time this video comes out, it's
Was
been
it last
over a week.
Wednesday?
Maybe.
Yes.
So no. It's fine. Either way, if there's a season 2, this was amazing. If there's no season 2, it was a tease.
Unless he comes into the MCU. I want a season 2 or him in an MCU project.
The only reason I feel like he probably won't is because they did plan to do a cameo, I guess, of
what,
somebody.
Eternals? Was it Eternals?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah, and then he decided he was like, "We don't need that."
Well, they said that the budget. Yeah, they said that money would have gone to somewhere else.
Could be better spent elsewhere.
So if you think
Which
about
I
it,
agree.
It's
didn't
not
need an Eternals cameo.
So if you think about it, that was kind of just the only reason for them to implant.
Would have been cool.
Well, think about that. That's the way to implant Moonknight into our MCU. But they're like, let's put our money into maybe the big kaiju fight at the end with gods.
That was cool.
That had to cost a lot of money, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But if they're planning a season 2, this whole season was just enough Moonknight, just enough story to be like, okay, this guy is mentally broken and Khonshu's the one that did it.
And them showing Jake Lockley at the end
Don't
be
do that. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, don't.
would be really messed up.
Especially the people that follow Moonknight. We're not gonna follow week after week.
That'd be a Ralph Boner move.
Yes,
That's worse. I think that's worse than no. That was
it's equivalent.
It's equivalent because that was pretty big.
Yeah.
That was big. I freaked out, and you got really mad.
Yeah.
You actually have. Actually, let's not talk
you
about this now.
actually
So,
got very mad, but
Feige doesn't
move
hear.
on. Let's move on.
So Feige doesn't know our
Like,
plans.
I would have been completely fine with them leaving off with this first season if they had shown what Jake Lockley had did in that last fight.
Yeah. I would have liked at least like a CCTV side camera footage of what happened.
Yeah.
I'm fine with what they did. If they do another season, or if they keep going. But if that was it,
that's where
all of this it would make me mad. Where Jake Lockley was in the season and he was doing all these things, but he was technically watching over Marc and Steven. And like he needed to jump in whenever he really needed to jump in. You know
I don't
what I mean?
think it was
just don't see
him
how-
watching over though.
You know how they were saying how like Khonshu went because he knew that they were broken,
Right.
But it's not Steven or Marc that hold the. It's
Jake.
It's Jake.
But see, I feel like Jake isn't watching over Steven and Marc. I
He's
feel
just doing his
like
own stuff.
Yeah, I feel like it's more of a dang it, these fools couldn't get the job done. Now I got to step in.
Well, but all the times that he jumped in were points where either of them were going to die. Yeah,
he would like.
But I feel like that's
reasons,
Jake. I feel like that's Jake being like, you guys handle this stuff, and if worst case scenario, you really do need me, I'll take over the body.
And also,
and then he's just chilling the rest of the time. He's like, you guys handle.
Like with him being as violent as he is, I feel like everything he's going to be doing is for selfish gain.
Yeah, I could see him being very selfish.
Like, that date was strictly just for him. He did not want to set it up for Steven.
Yeah.
No. That's kind of what I'm saying. That he just kind of, I feel like he just jumped in whenever he wanted to.
Yeah.
Right. Just
because Marc and Steven had the issue of who has the alt, like who has it. You know what I mean? Like taking it away from each other. But I think Jake might have just been on the sidelines watching.
Yeah.
And let him act insane. You know what I mean?
They did hint kind of at an MCU thing with Kang keeps getting mentioned everywhere.
Further?
Yes, you did. I would definitely. Yeah,
because
I think that's a Thanos thing where they're kind of just
placing little hints.
Yeah, to where he's the big baddie, and then 10 years from now they're like, "Do you remember in this episode? You see on the hoodie, you see his head."
The kid that cuts the scarf and
the back of his jacket, right?
He had, what's his name? Emperor, not Emperor.
It was
what's the Egyptian leader? Just left me. Is it Emperor? No.
Pharaoh
Ramatut, is that his name?
Is it?
Is
that Kang? It's something.
It's one of his variants.
Yeah. And then Yeah, that kid had a thing of him on his jacket, and then.
But what else did he do, or what other hints were dropped in? Because I don't think I caught any other.
Just
ones.
in multiverse, just Reed Richards saying that he had a son.
Oh, I thought you were talking about in Moonknight.
No,
there was other hints.
No, I don't think so. I mean, there could have been, but
I think that was probably the only one.
Probably the only one.
Yeah.
But then Reed Richards saying he has a son. That's another Kang variant.
It's
Nathaniel Richards.
They're tiptoeing on everything, dude.
I completely forgot he was a whoa.
And there's no reason for him to mention that he had a son other than consoling Wanda because she has kids too. But he said it for a reason.
Yeah.
And that opens up the possibilities in the MCU now. So just by saying something.
And that's a Kang variant that would have theoretically been pruned by the TVA or whatever.
I feel like the son he was talking about was Franklin Richards.
Why?
Because that's like one of the most powerful. He's a very important.
Or maybe
character.
that's his name.
And I know
is that the Kang variant?
I'm pretty sure that
Franklin Richards.
Franklin Richards is just Reed's, like he has nothing to do with being a king. He's just
okay. Well, he didn't say his name, so it could have been either of them.
But the reason I feel like it's Franklin Richards is because he's a very big part of the incursion events in the comics
and the Young Avengers.
But
and
Kang's
stuff.
coming.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I mean,
Franklin
he's one causing the incursion, Secret Wars.
Yeah, who knows,
and
man.
whatnot.
Yeah, Franklin.
It's in one of the
most powerful mutant. Big Bang, Twilight of Existence, Attempts and Answer. Blah 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 blah. blah.
we know all that.
And it's Franklin Richards, Earth 616.
Yeah, that's the universe of the comics.
Yeah, that's also
the
our
MCU.
line.
Yeah.
That's like our timeline,
Which
right?
is confusing.
There's two 616s now, a movie and comics.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Right.
That's
right,
confusing.
right. But that's like our Earth, like our reality, like it wasn't 616 supposed to be like the reader's reality or something like.
I don't think so.
Or something like that. Like
I don't know.
I don't know. you just got like, is this real?
I was about to say, I don't know.
Trying to find his. Oh, he's a reality warper.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Franklin Richards. So that's kind of very interesting that, and he's a mutant, and very interesting with like Wanda and stuff.
That's the thing is he subconsciously changed his DNA to make it look like he had an X gene, but he actually doesn't.
Yeah, to make it look like he had an X gene.
Yeah.
And he caused him. He subconsciously altered his anatomy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Like he was so strong,
his
body just had to change itself. That's nuts.
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy.
Like they need to bring.
So he has powers similar to Wanda,
and it could in correlation with
reality
America.
warper.
Yeah, because American can go to different.
Wiccan.
Can he do that too?
Wiccan is supposed to be one of the. Like he's stronger than.
Well, just like Wanda, like it's the same type of.
Yeah, like I think he ends up being stronger than Wanda. Maybe.
That would be scary,
right? Gotta wait for that kid to grow up another 10 years.
Yeah. No, they gotta cast someone else. They gotta. But back to Moonknight.
Wow, I forgot we were talking about.
Yeah.
That.
we do this all the time.
We really do.
Well, we just connect so many pieces that we're just so far away from the subject.
Obviously, we're not going to go through each episode, but
no, it's just as a whole this season.
Yeah,
like what I'm saying is,
like,
it would be amazing
my
if there's
favorite show so far.
It would be the. I wouldn't say it's my favorite unless they were like, "Hey, there is a season 2." Then I'd be like, "Oh, it might be my favorite."
I don't know. I would have to really think about that,
dude. Because it's bust. It's bust if it was only one season.
Yeah,
agreed. Yeah,
because
I think Loki's my favorite.
That one had a lot of repercussions there.
Yeah.
That one basically is leading, like, the reason why we're getting a lot of
Loki is probably the most important, but I would definitely say Moon Knight is my favorite.
Yeah, I had more fun with Loki.
I had more fun with Loki. Moon Knight was more of, I wish I would have seen more Moon Knight. But like I said, if it was just a season 1 thing, it was just enough Moon Knight.
Yeah.
If they've only do season 1, there was not enough Moon Knight.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so I'm so stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
Where if you guys do a season 2, I'll support you. If you guys don't do a season 2,
you're dead to me.
Angry as hell. Feige's gonna get. Oh.
Yeah, we don't mention that name in this household.
So
watch out, Feige.
With Oscar Isaac, we were talking about before with him not being in a lot of repeated things.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars is the only one, isn't it? Because
I'm not like familiar enough with his work, but that's the only one I can think of.
bro, because he does such small roles that he was in Drive and I didn't even realize it.
I couldn't watch that movie.
Oscar Isaac was.
You didn't like it?
No.
I like that movie.
There's one. You know, he was the main guy in X-Men, right?
Yeah.
The blue guy.
Yeah, he was Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That movie's not the best.
He was an Ex Machina.
I like it.
Oh,
just
he
for his
wasn't
voice.
Ex Machina. He was the creator.
Dude, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
But that hasn't come out yet.
The card counter. That looks dope. I have no idea. Star Wars. Like he's
in some big.
in a lot.
projects.
He's in a lot of Star Wars. He's in Annihilation, Triple Frontier.
What is that?
I have no idea. He was in Dune though.
For 20 minutes.
Yeah, I know, but that's a pretty big role actually.
He was in Robin Hood,
That movie
Drive,
made a lot
Sucker
of money,
Punch
didn't it?
Robin Hood, wait.
with Russell Crowe, the old one.
Oh, okay. I was about
The
to say, I
Bourne
just watched
Legacy.
We're getting off topic here.
The Skywalker. Dude, now
30
I'm,
seconds later.
dude, now I'm just getting like surprised with how many movies he's in.
He's a great actor.
He's in,
that's
he's
what I'm
in a lot.
saying. I feel like he just does such small stuff. You just forget what he does.
Yeah. I guess.
Besides Moonknight, Moonknight is like very memorable. So do another one, please.
All I'm saying is like Moon Knight. It just depends on if they keep going or not.
Yep. What would you guys rate it?
I have two different scores.
I will.
That's interesting. Oh, if
Depending if they
there's
do
one
another
season,
one.
I have two different scores.
gotcha. Yeah.
I'll give it a strong 7.
Are you waiting until last? I'll give it a 7 as well. Yeah, I think that's a good number for it.
Okay, so it makes sense to where I'm at. If they stick to a season 1, 5. If they give us a season 2, 8.5.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
technically 7.
Yeah.
Technically 7.
That's a 7.
But I would actually get mad if they don't do another
I
season.
would too.
Then
Yeah.
I would-
A
then
lot
I
of
would-
people would.
Then I would legitimately be like, man, Moon Knight just had potential. I wouldn't be like, it was really good.
And I wouldn't be mad to the point where I would do anything about it. But I'd be.
we'll
be
just
mad.
come back on here and just gripe at you guys about it.
Yeah, we'd do this about it.
I'm gonna do something about it.
Kendall's gonna do
Okay,
something.
no,